Good morning, everybody. Wake up. Wake up, wake up. In Provincetown. This week featuring Wake up, wake up. Can I have some coffee? Wake up, wake up. Make it strong, please. Hey! Oh! Hey! Wake up, wake up! No, really, can I have some coffee?
Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, June 4th, 2021. You know what Friday, June 4th means, right? Pride Weekend!
Right, yeah. That's what I was gonna go with.
Jonathan, that scream that you did is contagious, and now I'm going to talk like a really excited Oprah for the rest of the hour.
Just scream the whole show.
Pride! Are you proud?
So proud.
Me too.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning and watching. If you're over on Facebook, please scoot over to our YouTube channel. We like to have everyone together to chat on our YouTube channel. And if you haven't yet, please hit subscribe while you're over there.
Oh my God, what a week.
Yeah.
Everything opened back up last Saturday with no restrictions in Provincetown.
Yeah.
Were you at the A House on Saturday night?
Duh.
I didn't see you, but I mean,
No, I didn't see you either. There were a lot.
8,000 people.
I saw the people that were right here,
Uh-huh.
and that's it.
Did you go into the center of the dance floor and dance?
Duh.
I was dragged out there. Well, you know, like, like I allowed the person to drag me, and like we got to the very center, and I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for this just yet, because like where you're dancing, but you're not actually moving. It's just the crowd moving you, and like all those like sweaty arms against you, which is a feeling that I missed. But at the same time, when it was happening, I was like, ooh, it's still a pandemic, right? Is it? It's just not here.
I don't.
Like what's going on?
No, I missed leaving A House and be like, oh my God, I smell terrible, and then realizing that it was just someone else who rubbed their stink on me.
Ooh, you did miss that though, didn't
So
you?
much.
Is this where we show them the clip of the A House?
Yeah, let's do the A House. So I know Bob didn't make it till the end, so he has a video from the end of the night. I have a video from the beginning because Bob was working, I was not. I did something that I typically refuse to do.
What?
Stand in line.
Oh,
It's just not a look for me, you know?
Everyone had to that
I know.
night.
So I have a picture of how crazy it was outside in just the moments before the A House opened. I got about 40% of the line on video now.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Thank you everybody that's been here over the last year and a half when I wasn't and supported the venue to keep us going. And we're going to do this again tomorrow night and every night until whatever. So thank you so much for coming out. You guys were great and amazing. The energy in here was amazing and through the roof. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
It was magical. It was everything that I needed it to be. I'm so happy they're back and open and that dancing is happening again. Dancing is what I missed the most, I think,
Yeah.
out of everything.
Now I know what it was like to be in Footloose. Yeah. But I was on the dance floor having so much fun. Then Rain on Me came on. I danced my little faggy heart out, and then I was like, check, did it, done, bye, get me out of here.
You only stayed for half an hour?
No, I was there for quite some time.
Okay.
I mean, get me out of the dance floor.
Ah.
Then I like chilled with the cool kids in the back, you know?
And now that area that used to be fenced off in the back where the pool used to be is now like you can stand and sit there.
Yeah, it was really cute.
That's new.
Yeah.
I have never sat out there before. I was really excited to do that.
Al fresco A House.
Plus, the first tea dance was yesterday. You were working.
I was working. I got people before and after.
How were the people after?
Not so bad, not as bad as I would have thought.
I know. After a couple of those punches, whoo!
Yeah.
You got to be careful. We're going to show you a video of that later.
Cute.
After we talk about a few things. So what's going on for Pride Weekend? What's happening in town?
Pride Week is going to be a lot of fun. So tonight is the kickoff of Pride at the Crown and Anchor with the Elton versus. Is it versus Billy? Elton versus Billy. There's not a mud wrestling at the end. Can we suggest that? But Todd Alsop and John Richardson's show, Elton and Billy, is tonight, and that's kind of the Pride kickoff. But something really exciting happening tomorrow. Right at noon, people are going to be meeting here at the Provincetown Brewing Company, and then we're going to march over to Town Hall. And at 1 o'clock, our new town manager, Alex Morse, is going to be there, and he is going to read a proclamation officially proclaiming it to be Pride Weekend here in Provincetown. And we're also going to get an amazing performance from Kaya Cristal, the legend herself. And then 1 hour later, we're all going to scoot over to the Crown and Anchor for Queer Beer Bingo, hosted by Thirsty Burlington, sponsored by Provincetown Brewing Company and the Crown and Anchor. You don't want to miss it. Thirsty is such a great bingo host.
He did it.
And they doubted me.
They didn't doubt you. They just said, make sure you do it right. So you guys, you heard us. Join us here at noon tomorrow if you want to help us storm Town Hall.
We're insurrecting Town Hall.
Yeah, it's a
Cute.
gay insurrection. Pride flags.
Yeah.
Do it.
No, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't go. I'm going to be at work.
Yeah, I'll be working here, so I'll see y'all off after some beer here at the brewery.
That sounds fun.
Also, last Friday, my parents were in town watching the show,
Oh, right.
and I had a really fun parent day on Friday.
What did you do with them?
We watched the show, then we kind of strutted up and down Provincetown,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a commercial street, as we do. Then we had lunch at Local. Local's one of my favorite restaurants to grab a bite at,
Mm-hmm.
and it was my first time in. It was their second day open. Incredible as always, so much fun sitting on the porch there. My parents had a great time. Then we came here to the brewery, got sufficiently wasted. Me, my mom, and my dad got really drunk here. And my mom went around telling every single person in the brewery to subscribe to my YouTube channel.
It worked. We got a lot of subscribers
Yeah,
this
we
week.
honestly-
Thank you, Doreen.
Yeah, we got about a month's worth of our typical subscriber amount this week between trivia, my mother, why can I never remember that word? My mother barking for us here at the brewery. Barking, is that the right word? Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we separated, we took a little nap, and then had a really incredible dinner at Cafe Heaven.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you done your dinner with Kristen Becker yet?
No.
Still not?
Well, it's like, since Cafe Heaven has opened, I've been so busy, but there'll be time.
You know what else opens this weekend? Dina Martina.
No way.
Yes.
That's really exciting.
I know. I already have my tickets for July 14th. I bought them like 2 months ago. I can't wait.
Yeah.
So many shows are happening. So many places are open. And this Sunday, I'm getting to go to Yokoria at night. I think they're calling it Metse. It's like a Mediterranean tapas share plate concept.
I love that.
I love Steve and Brandon. Their food is so good. So I'm going Sunday night there. Also, the first Showgirls
Yeah.
is Monday night.
I'm
Are you
excited.
ready?
No, I'm not.
But you're going to perform.
I'm gonna try really hard to pull it together.
It's so nice that Showgirls finally found a home for the summer.
Yeah.
After much hullabaloo.
They're going to be at Fisherman's Hall throughout the majority of the summer, but the first 3 weeks of Showgirls is going to be at Pilgrim House.
Oh, the first one?
The first
like
3.
Monday is
Yeah.
at Pilgrim's house.
Pilgrim's House.
Pilgrim's house. Pilgrim houses. It is? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm finding something out new all the time. I'm so glad that I'm
Thanks
here.
for watching Wake Up in Provincetown. No, the first 3 are going to be at the Pilgrim House. It's good. They're always an amazing show. Ryan does such a great job. I'm not sure, but I imagine Olive is going to be his co-host again. Perfect. We love her. Yeah. And then it'll be at Fisherman's Hall throughout the rest of the summer.
That is really good to know as I devise a plan for my first performance.
I just imagine Bob waiting outside with like his suitcase of props
at
outside
Fisherman
Fisherman's
Hall. That's what would have happened.
Cute.
I'm so glad you guys told me that. Thank you, Mark. Oh, you know what? I'm so glad your family got to come see you last week. Mine is coming this week because my birthday is Thursday.
Happy birthday in
Yeah.
the future.
Yeah, thank you very much. Last year, I did one of those Facebook fundraisers and raised $17,000 for the NAACP Legal Defense Fund.
Incredible.
This year, I haven't chosen a charity yet.
How about Wake Up in Provincetown?
Okay. If you want to donate to my birthday fundraiser, just Venmo me.
Yeah.
That's not nearly as noble as what I did last year.
I think it is.
All I want for my birthday is for people to subscribe to our YouTube channel and gift certificates for massages.
Also great. No, we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before our year, our 1 year mark. Our 1 year mark is the beginning of July, so we have 1 month to get 300 subscribers. 1 month to get 45% of the subscribers we've gotten over the last 11 months.
That's only 10 a day, 10 subscribers a day.
Maybe let's set an easier goal. No, but please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I caught my first show of the season.
Who? Where?
The Live from Provincetown kickoff show this past Saturday. It was really incredible. Jonathan Hawkins, John Richardson, Peter Donnelly, Joel Santos, Kaya Cristal. all did a really incredible job. It was kind of like Provincetown's greatest hits.
I love that.
All the favorites.
Who's performing at the Follies this weekend, Jonathan? Peter Donnelly, Mackenzie, myself, John Richardson, and a few other surprises. And that's Sunday night at 8 o'clock. There's so much to do. The gayest show on earth. We
More
can't
than
wait.
Wake Up?
Gayer than this? Did you see that?
Yeah. We should have put a rainbow in it.
I also this week, I'm running out of time to be watching TV shows for the summer anyway, but I finished Halston and Mayor of Easttown.
You're going to be so mad at me.
Why?
So I've been meaning to watch Mayor of
Town.
Ham.
No, that was my joke. I was like, they're going to start calling Hightown Mayor of Eastham.
I love that. But my roommate started watching it like 2 days ago, and I
Yes.
got home from work last night literally to walk into the end. Like
The last half hour.
I didn't even, it's a murder mystery?
Yes.
I didn't even know it was a murder mystery until I found out who it was.
Oh no.
I know.
And they did such a good job of wrapping it up at the
Right.
very end.
Right.
Because I gotta say, hopefully everybody that was watching it has finished watching it by now. No? So Mark is telling me not to spoil the ending.
Don't spoil.
I'm just saying, the last episode is just pure television perfection. You're gonna love it. You might cry. My sister was like, I wept the entire hour. That's all, Mark. You can uncover your ears and He turned away. He turned his back on us.
I can read lips.
Oh. It was great television. I'm so happy for Kate Winslet and everybody else that was involved in it. Awesome stuff. And Halston. We had Dan on last week to talk about Halston. It's so beautiful. It's so good. Like that story really resonates with me. I don't know what it is about Halston, but it was totally absorbing. So if you have a chance and you haven't seen that yet, either watch it too.
Cute. Speaking of TV,
Yeah.
you know what I'm most excited about that got launched over the last week?
Let me guess. Does it start with a Rue and end with a Paul's Drag Race All-Star 6?
Duh!
When does it start?
I don't know exactly when it starts. I imagine within the next few weeks because they did announce the cast and like promo looks and everything this past week, and I'm excited.
Who's your pick?
My pick for the top 3 are the Juzz. Jiggly, Ginger, and Jan.
Jiggly, Ginger, and Jan. Oh,
Yeah.
Jan's on it.
Yeah. Jan's look was really incredible for the promo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't like Eureka?
She's not my fave.
What is it about her you don't like?
Nothing. Just her. It's not that I don't like her.
If it ever feels like the conversation between us is getting stilted and awkward, it's because I'm trying to get him to say something that he just said off camera, but I know he won't repeat on camera.
Exactly.
Last week, Peter was like, why was the conversation so awkward for half an hour? And I was like, because Harrison's mom was in the audience, and I was trying to get him to admit he was at a beach orgy earlier in the weekend. But he wouldn't say beach orgy in front of his mom.
Well, my mom is currently watching, so.
Oh! She forgot to give me the socks. She had socks for me, she said. Did she leave them with you?
No, but she mailed me stuff. Guys, I bought stuff and I put it in her bag and she took it home, so she mailed me stuff. So maybe the socks are in with the stuff.
Make sure you use Harrison's proper address, Beach Orgy, Provincetown, Mass. 02657.
Behind the dunes at Boy Beach.
In front of
Road.
the dunes at Boy Beach.
I'm gonna kill you. So anyway, yeah, Ginger, Jiggly, and Jan.
Eureka. I'm Team Eureka.
Yeah.
What else are you going to be watching?
Just that. I mean, and I'm gonna stay away from TV besides that and watch all the shows in Provincetown instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
This week at the brewery, there's been a lot of new stuff happening. We have some new brews coming up. We have some new brews that were in the tap room this weekend being tested out. So make sure to stop by and check out what's new here at the brewery. But something that's new this week that's really exciting is there's new merch. So
Brews Flash.
yeah, I got a couple of them. This one is in honor of the asphalt glitter. James Cerny did this really incredible artwork for it. It's two super hunky guys. What is that called when you
Jackhammer?
jackhammer the ground? Yeah. But James Cerny's an incredible artist. This is a really cute t-shirt, so be sure to check that out. Get that one. And then we have a really gorgeous crew neck pullover, really simple with just the logo, but some really gorgeous colors. And then one more. This one's really cool. Garrett designed kind of like a coat of arms, the brewery coat of arms. It's on the front and the back. also really cute. And speaking of Garrett,
Here, I got it right here.
oh great,
Talk about him.
Garrett is Trevor's boyfriend, but he's really incredible. He's done some work for us. He's done a little bit of graphic design. He does some stuff for the brewery. He's helped us out with
Hello.
trivia.
Hi.
Hi, Garrett.
Oh shit, am I on Wake Up in P-Town?
You are. It's Harrison and Bob from Wake Up in P-Town. We wanted to call you to wish you a really incredible birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. Big plans for your birthday?
Well, I'm in bed right now.
It sounds like it.
That's what I'd be doing if it was my birthday. We're going to make sure Trevor's extra nice to you today.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, awesome. Have a really great birthday.
Happy
we'll
birthday.
see you soon. We love you.
Thanks, you too. Love you. Bye.
Bye. I think we woke him up.
He's woke now?
He sounded pretty sleepy. Happy birthday, Garrett. What's the weather like this week? You guys,
Ooh.
if you were here right now, you would know that it is gray and foggy, but fortunately, all of that tree jizz has washed away into the bay, right? Yep. You may still be experiencing allergy symptoms. People, remember the scene in The Wizard of Oz where they all do heroin and fall asleep? Mm-hmm. It's because of like pollen. So like that's a lasting effect. Everybody's still like sluggish and tired. You're going through the poppy field. It's going to be that way probably for the rest of the spring. Mm-hmm. And then you'll be experiencing your summer allergies.
And then it'll just be hot.
Yeah. What's the Cape Crud? So it's like right now the pollen's here, and then it's going to be here, then it's going to be here. It's a pretty inhospitable environment.
Yeah. This
But
is
we
why the
love
Pilgrims
it.
left.
We love it here.
They got the crud and they were like, let's get the hell out of here.
Right now it's like 62 degrees outside, a little humid.
Yeah, there's rumors of thunderstorms for the day. It's misty out.
We've had like 3 solid rainstorms since before Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
So at least all of the yellow stuff is washed off of your car for now.
Yeah, Memorial Day weekend was rainy kind of the whole weekend. But the people who are in town still managed to have a really incredible time. The brewery was popping off all weekend, full of baby dykes, which was really exciting. I was wondering if they were going to be here or not. One of my coworkers turned to me at one point and he's like, is Memorial Day weekend usually this straight? And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, look again, these are lesbians. And then he was like, oh. I was like, yeah. There was... some that walked in, it was like bachelorette party or baby dykes. But I think most were baby dykes, but we're happy to have both.
And I have to say, and I don't want to jinx this, knock on wood real quick, but everybody that came to the Red Inn all week long was so nice and patient, and it was just a really lovely work experience. Like, people are so happy and excited to be back at a bar. They're so grateful to be inside of a restaurant, especially the people that haven't sat in one for 2 years. A lot of people actually did wait in a way that like some of us here didn't wait.
Yeah, I got at least every day I work this past week, they come in and they're like, this is my first time out in a year and a half. Mm-hmm. And we're always excited that they chose the Red Inn or the brewery or wherever they end up.
And I did have my first pennies from heaven moment at work the other night.
What was it?
This young couple, they were both 25. She turned 26 yesterday, so this was Wednesday night. It was the night before her birthday. Mm-hmm. I had to card them because they look like children to me. And it was...
Because they're 30?
Well, 25.
No, I feel the same way. I card them and I'm like, it'd be like 1995 and I'm like doing the math. I'm like, oh my God, that person is like 27 years old.
I was like, I was a junior in high school when you were born. And she was like, you don't look old enough to have been a junior in high school. And I was like, I love you.
Free drinks for her.
You can stay. Happy birthday, here's a drink. But she was like, listen, we're staying at a place that's close to another place that's advertising a tea dance, and we don't really know what that means, but everybody's telling us that there's going to be thousands of gay guys there, and he's a little scared. Will you tell him not to be scared? And I said, young man, do not be scared of all the gay dudes. Bow down to them. And all the other people were at the bar were like, don't say that to him. And I was like,
Kinky.
why? Yeah, go and have fun and be happy that there's thousands of gay dudes prancing around. Yeah. You're going to see a little snippet of that later in the boat slip video.
Yeah, the thing about Provincetown is Provincetown is an entirely accepting environment of any person who wants to come here, be exactly who they are, and allow everyone else to be exactly who they are. There's no exclusion of anyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. There's no one to be scared of here.
Yeah.
Except for a couple of people that I will name later.
That I'm also scared of, so it's understandable.
One of them is behind the camera right now.
Stop.
There's 3 people behind the camera. You don't know which one I'm talking about.
All. D. All the above.
So our episode today has a little bit of an overarching theme. It's time to get back to the theater.
Yeah.
Movie theaters, performance theaters, the Provincetown Theater. We spoke with David Drake last week. We actually shot this interview a couple of days before Memorial Day weekend, but it was well after Charlie Baker had announced that May 29th would be going back to normal. And it was really fascinating to talk to David about, they had the option to move back inside, and he had planned so many different variations on what this summer could be for the theater because nobody knew, and he didn't know when those announcements were going to be made. And I think he's picked a really incredible lineup, and I can't wait to go see these shows. You can buy a season pass already if you go to provincetowntheater.org, theater ER. And the first show is on June 17th. So enjoy this chat that we had with David Drake. We are inside of the Provincetown Theater for the first time in over a year with acclaimed writer, director, actor David Drake, who's in his 4th season as the artistic director of the Provincetown Theater. David, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on your show. I love your show and I'm glad to be on it.
So can you tell us a little bit about what happened last year when you weren't able to open your doors to the public?
Yeah. Well, you know, we had to, like everybody, we had to keep pivoting from month to month to month because it kept changing as it went along in terms of what we were able to do and what we weren't. And as everybody knows, it turned out we weren't able to do anything for the whole year in terms of doing live productions or having people under our roof. And so we ended up doing, like a lot of theaters and a lot of arts organizations, doing online programming, virtual programming. I went right away online. I was like, okay, let's start figuring this out because I wanted to stay connected to the community, you know, our patrons. I wanted to stay connected, and that was the best way. So we did, we ended up actually over the course of the year doing 5 productions, which is what we would have done if we were doing live presentations. And found some interesting techniques. I've been passing those along to other arts organizations, like here's what worked for me, what can work for you, because we're a not-for-profit, we're a nonprofit year-round institution, we serve the community year-round. And people who live out here actually know that. Like we have a variety show that is the holiday extravaganza show, and I did that twice this year. I did it for Memorial Day weekend. Actually, a year ago right now, we were putting the finishing touches on, because it looked like no one was going to be able to come for the summer. Remember last year? So I thought, well, let's get Provincetown together for the people who love it out there who can't get here. And I also knew a lot of performers, Justin Vivian Bond and Margaret Cho, and people like that, people who, Nora Burns, who did little clips and videos, little postcards. I love you, Provincetown. I'm sorry I won't be there. And it was a really fun community gathering.
But now that you made it through a year like that,
yes,
you probably were thinking, we can't survive another shuttered year. And how long ago did you find out that you were going to get to perform outside?
We got licensed about, I don't know, 3 weeks ago.
And were the wheels already turning for what you might do out there? Or was it, are you flying by the seat of your pants right now?
No. Am I? I planned so many seasons, Bob. I kept, again, pivoting. What if we are allowed to go indoors? What if we can do this? What if it's half a house? What if it's like, you know, how many people can we seat? Can we serve liquor? Blah, 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 all these things. And as I said earlier, we were talking, my board of directors is trying to be very caring and careful about how to bring people back into the theater to see shows. So, and they're mostly older people on our board. And so they wanted it to be 4 people or less in the productions, which limited the realm in which I could do it. It kept shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. And also what I could cast up here, you know, and how to lean into our consciousness of BIPOC issues this year, which each of my shows actually has a person of color in them. And that is a different piece of the way I want the puzzle to work out towards the fall, towards a piece that I've commissioned about the Underground Railroad in Cape Cod that we're working on right now. And so there's a lot of pieces of change going on and exploration, how we are stepping back into our performing world and what does it mean to us in terms of community. But yes, I planned all these different seasons. And it's funny because people have said, well, what if you can go back indoors? You can just put the shows that you're doing outdoors, indoors. And I said, yeah, I can, but I chose those shows outdoors on purpose. I chose like the cake, for instance, which had been in our previous season, and it's one holdover from 2020 that we're putting in here. Because I wanted, it's a very funny comedy by the creator of This Is Us, the TV show, and Becca Brunstetter. She's one of the creators of it. It's ripped from the headlines comedy about the gay cake, a wedding cake. Okay. It has this Paula Deanish character that I wanted Jen Cabral to play, and Ian to play her husband in it. It's funny. It's about a young lesbian couple, and they're ordering this cake from this deep south baker, who it turns out was the best friend of the girl's mother, who is deceased recently. So she's come home to have her wedding. She wants very traditional things, and like her mother and her planned, and she invites this woman, Della, Jen Cabral, who's a contestant on like the Great American Bake Off as well. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of funny pieces going on, and everybody gets cake at the end. Spoiler.
When does this open?
June 28th.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it opens in a month. Oh my God.
That's the first show?
Well, no. The first show is a solo show in June called Neptune by this young African-American writer named Timothy Dwight, who's super talented spoken word artist. He's one of the writers of the emerging writers group of the Public Theater. And I love the piece. It's about being Black and gay now, very much. And he's going to come up with his director, Jalen Livingston, and they're going to put on this play for a weekend, for Men of Color Weekend, and celebrate Juneteenth here at the Provincetown Theater with Neptune. Timothy's going to do some talks and stuff. And then we'll do the cake, and then, which involves actually an African-American woman, is the other twist with that, is that the lesbian couple is an interracial couple. And then we're doing the Glass Menagerie for the whole month of August. And I'm really excited about that. It's my favorite play. And I wanted to revisit it here in the place where it was written. So some people know that Tennessee Williams spent several summers here, or chunks of time in the summers, and he finished writing The Glass Menagerie here in the summer of 1944, and then later that season it opened in Chicago, and then it went to Broadway in early 1945. So he finished writing it in the West End shack, and then sent it from here, the one and only copy, to his agent in New York, and Audrey Wood, and it's like, I hope it gets there. But here is a play that I'm into, and we're going to do it in the back outside. So it'll be under the same stars that Tennessee Williams looked at, when he was sorting it out for himself. And if you know, the play has a very meta quality to it. And as people know, it's extremely autobiographical, more so than any of his other plays, that Tennessee is Tom, and it's a version of himself and a version of his own family, in a way that he's sorting out some emotional problems with himself and his relationship to his family and letting go. It's about love and family and letting go. And that's a timeless issue. And I have cast a biracial actor for the Glass Menagerie's Gentleman Caller. And so that will be an interesting, I think, way of looking at that as well for us now. We're doing it out here, and it's kind of like going to be on pilings, so that you'll never lose a sense of Provincetown, of Tennessee Williams coming to Provincetown in that summer to sort out his life and turn it into a piece of art, which became the Glass Menagerie, and which, changed American theater.
I just want to say thank you, David, for having us. We are as excited as, maybe not as excited as you are, but we are very, very thrilled to be able to come back and experience
coffee. That's it. None of this is really going to happen.
Yes, it is. It's all happening. Come to the Provincetown Theater this summer. We're going to come and see your shows.
Yeah, we're going to. Also, in the Playhouse in the parking lot, the concept, there are benches with pillows. There's grass. There's tree. I mean, we're really going. Our whole concept was to create a park. Like when you go to see outdoor theater, usually you go to some kind of park, like Central Park, but and even in small towns, when you go like downtown you're in some kind of wooded environment that gives you around the campfire concepts, right? And so we wanted to create that back there, and rather than just having folding chairs on gravel and a platform, which, you know, that'll work, but it was like, no, one of our touchstones since I've come in to run the theater is like, I want you to feel confident when you walk through the door, you walk through the threshold, that you're walking into an environment that we're taking care of you from the very beginning, and surprising you, and taking care of you. It's all about like, let me take you on a journey. Let's go over here, you know, and then the lights come up and it becomes something. Here it will be different because the lights will be daylight, and then it'll get darker as it goes along, and you'll see what kinds of colors we bring into the story. So it'll have a different arc than probably we're used to, but I think it'll be just as magical, just in a different way. That's the
I can't wait
goal.
to see it. I'm gonna go on any journey with you that you're
Oh, well,
willing to take
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Of course. And we'll see you guys soon.
See you in Provincetown.
Thing. He had a lot to say about the different types of artists that we have living in town and how we all need to collaborate, and that is a real community hub. The Provincetown Theater is like in the off season, they're doing stuff year round, and I can't wait to see. I didn't get to include this in the video, but the Harriet Tubman's playlist.
Oh yeah.
He commissioned a show called Harriet Tubman's Playlist, and it's all about how the Underground Railroad came all the way out here, and then they would get on a boat to Nova Scotia. We're going to post the whole thing later because you have to hear all this.
It is really great.
It
Is it
really
a
great.
musical?
No,
Oh.
but there's musical elements.
God,
He
I
developed
wish.
it with Mazelle, who's a singer in town. We'll show you later. I'm going to show you this interview. But please welcome to the show Julie Rockett, the
Hi.
social media director for the Provincetown Film Festival and Society. Julie,
Yes,
welcome
very
to the
good.
show.
Thank you. Thank you. People
welcome.
always forget to mention society. I'm impressed.
I'm in. After what he said earlier, without
did I say?
that whole long thing that you said without a note, and I was like, you were like off book. Like I can remember the word society. So how are you?
I'm good. I come bearing gifts. You guys can fight over which one you want. But
Future
this
guests,
is our
this is how we do it.
merchandise. Yes. Isn't it awesome? I have one too.
This one.
Here you go.
right.
Or whichever one you want.
So cute.
Designed by Ryan Landry.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we kept it evergreen, so we have a limited amount right now, and hopefully you guys all buy them, and then we have to order more.
Where can they get them?
At ptownfilm.org, we have a little store there, and it comes in the ringer, and also in the baseball / raglan tee.
Yeah.
And
So
they're
this was
awesome.
designed by Ryan Landry.
Yes, we're all sporting like Ryan. Yeah, we're part of Ryan's
All
call.
Ryan, all morning.
Exactly.
I missed the memo.
Well, now you have it.
But Sean Treadwell shot it with Todd as the model, and I think Todd actually has a film in the film festival this year.
Oh,
right?
great.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Todd Flaherty.
He does? Oh.
Yes, blonde.
Yes,
Yes,
gorgeous.
yes,
Like
tall,
love story in the dunes.
vanilla drink of water.
So these are really
Joey.
gorgeous.
I'm sorry. I just speak the truth.
So tell us a little bit about what happened last year, because it was all
Okay,
virtual, right?
So yes, it was slightly miraculous. Our team, which had been furloughed because quar, we just got it together, and in 3 weeks we put together a virtual film fest. And we had one night at the drive-in, and we showed Misha Richter's "I Am a Town," and then we had 2 nights. Sorry, and then the second night we had John Waters Presents, and we showed Kitten with a Whip and Lepus, which was about these like enormous mutant rabbits. It was hysterical. I was sort of in social media like, how do I promote this to the rabbit community? Like,
Yes.
and
Yes.
it was so good. And he would do things like encourage people at scary moments to honk their horns, and
Yes, I love that.
and it was I feel like it was the first time Provincetown was out doors, and even though we're in Wellfleet, but it was huge. We sold out both nights, and we're hoping to repeat that this year. We're going to be having events at the drive-in for 3 nights in a row, and then we're also going to have a lot of it available online, so you can film fest and chill. And then we have some limited showings at our theater, Water's Edge, which we've been closed for over a year. We are so excited to be reopening it. We've had it open just for private screenings, but we'll reopen full time on July 4th.
Will the private screenings still be available?
Maybe. I hope so.
You did some, right?
Yeah,
I did some too. They
Oh,
were
what did you
so
see?
incredible. For Julian Sears' birthday, we did Sister Act.
That was awesome.
So good.
Didn't you come back for Sister Act 2?
I wasn't there for that one. If that happened,
I
I'm
know,
sure.
Oh,
me
sorry.
neither. But I also
didn't
saw
know.
long
Apparently I wasn't
companion
invited.
there.
What was that?
Longtime companion. Like my friend
Oh,
Karen had
that's-
ordered it in the mail, and it took like a year. And when it finally
To arrive?
because it was like from, Amazon from China or whatever. This DVD is it's like a collector's
It's rare?
item. It's really rare and it's really hard to get. And so we watched that and wept for 2 hours. And I just was like, I hope we get to keep doing this a little bit.
Aw.
So
I did
until
it.
July 4th, maybe.
Yeah, and then I did it a month ago for my wonderful family. I'm going to call them instead of coworkers. They showed my kids during school vacation week Jumanji, and then fed them Junior Mints.
Wait, the original Jumanji, please.
The newer one.
Sure.
Please, the original.
You didn't like the new one?
I didn't see it.
It's pretty awesome, actually.
Okay,
I
I
have
will.
to say,
The Rock, right?
The Rock, he's awesome, and Kevin Hart, and actually Jack Black's wonderful in it too.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, I
The
mean, not that
original
that
is
should be
just such
surprising.
a-
Is it hold a dear place, right? Yeah.
Very much so.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Let's get back to the film festival.
Oh yeah.
So-
Sorry.
Did last year and going virtual and just having those 2 events, did it dampen your fundraising and income?
Oh,
or-
very much so.
Right.
Yeah. So this year we usually have money from the theater coming in. We have none of that. So we're looking. We're trying to do some nice events that will hopefully raise money for our film society and our great little theater, which is just the little engine that could. I mean. It makes no sense to be open year-round, but we are, and we're going to continue to be.
As year-round people, we really appreciate
Oh,
it.
good. I'm so glad. Yeah, I love it. And so, I can tell you about some of our events. May I? Okay,
Of course, please.
so the first one I want to tell you about is our 3 nights at the Wellfleet Drive-In. On Wednesday, June 16th, we are showing Give or Take, which is a local movie. It looks so funny. Like, I did post a trailer of it, and it's I just check it out. Go to Instagram at P-Town Film, and I think you'll love it. And it'll be great to also have the filmmakers there. And then Thursday night we have In the Heights, which is a cool.
Oh.
Yes. That would be cool, right?
At the drive-in.
At the drive-in.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm listening for what's happening on the days that I don't work, and I'm like,
Right.
I'm off on Thursdays.
Oh, good.
I know Bang, the local drag queen, that's her favorite musical, and she is so excited to that, so I'm sure
Oh,
she'll be there.
great.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's
Bang.
exciting.
Reserve your tickets. And then Friday is Fargo, the 25th anniversary of it.
25,
I know.
Is she here?
Um,
Frances McDormand comes to town.
well, her brother-in-law might be, who is a local,
Yes.
who is not Mark Cohen, who sang Walking in Memphis.
Okay.
Just, I want to clarify that.
Joel or Ethan. She's married to one of them, right?
Yes.
And the other one is the one she's talking about.
Yes.
It's so nice to be sitting close to the interviewee.
know.
Like we've been 6
I
feet away
know.
from the people all year.
I know, isn't it? And I almost wish that we had more in-person events, but we played it really safe because we cared about safety.
It's not a bad idea.
I was a rebellious renegade and overly optimistic, which I kind of feel justified in being. Like, we've been planning this since August, and I have this wonderful pediatrician who's like, we're gonna have a vaccine by December. She was right. She was like, everything's gonna, like, the majority of people are gonna be vaccinated by May, right? And she's like, world's getting back to normal in June. I mean,
That's
Wow.
amazing.
yes, exactly. She's
Could she tell
also
my,
a psychic.
Could she
I guess.
tell my fortune or something?
I know, right? So I kept on being like, well, my pediatrician says we can have more events. So we are doing a bunch of online films. One of that I'm really excited about is Coda, which stars Marlee Matlin, and it was filmed in Gloucester, and it set the record, I think, for the highest distribution deal at Sundance. It won 4 awards at Sundance. We are so fortunate to be able to show it. It's going to be widely released in August, but I think you want to see it now. And so that's going to be available online. And then on Saturday, which I'm sure you guys are working, right?
I'm not.
No? Excellent. Saturday, June 19th, sorry, at 6 p.m., we are hosting a fundraiser at Churro Vineyards. And it stars our honored guests are Dan Minahan and Christine Vachon.
Excellent.
So Christine Vachon is a producing superstar. She produced Halston recently with Dan, and she also did Carol, Boys Don't Cry. She's a big deal.
Totally.
And so she'll be there, and it's going to be catered by Blackfish, and we also have beer by I just realized I'm saying this in a brewery by Devil's Purse.
How dare you?
I know.
Are they going to screen something?
No, it's just a fun party, outdoor get together. So please join us for that. That'll help us stay open all year round for wonderful people like this. And then also on Saturday night is very exciting.
Double feature.
As a thank you to this community, we are showing full free at Herring Cove's parking lot. Back to the Future.
Oh my God.
I
that
know,
sounds like fun.
I know. And we're gonna have an Enchantment Under the Sea prom, so feel free to come dressed how you like. I know, right?
I'm calling in sick next time.
No, because then they'll call me in.
And I believe you can order your, I was about to say condiments, that's not the word. You get concessions.
That's because you were at trivia this week.
It is.
My
it
theme was
is.
condiments at trivia this Monday.
My kids are obsessed with you guys.
They're so good at trivia too. I love when we were doing the musical round and they knew something and they were like, oh.
It was Everything is Awesome.
I think they were the only people in the room who knew it too.
Because there's no higher calling than being YouTube superstars to them. So
Are we that?
in their minds, yes.
Love it. Love it.
And so, so you can order. I think we're trying to do 80s themed candy, which I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it's Nerds.
Mike and Ike's.
Oh, definitely nerds.
Reese's
Mike and Ike's.
Pieces, iconically
Oh
from
yeah,
E.T.
from ET, yeah. And so that'll be great. And if you want to make a donation and reserve your spot, make sure you bring some blankets because you never know.
Right.
And so I'm really psyched for that one.
That's
That'll
gonna
be
be
great.
awesome.
And then on that Sunday at Bubala's, we are doing the Evan Lawson brunch, which is another fundraiser because we need money. And it features Wally Lamb, who wrote. He's
I know this much is true.
I know this much is true. Yeah, with Mark Ruffalo, they did the HBO miniseries this year. He is a O to the Oprah book club selection. My spiritual guide, Oprah, and she doesn't know, but we're best friends. And Mark Protasevich will be interviewing him, and Mark is a screenwriter. He did The Cell. He also did Thor and I Am Legend. Yeah, and then finally, merchandise. So we already covered that, but I think these are gorgeous.
They really are.
Yeah, we had Ryan Landry and I had a lot of fun discussing what we wanted, and I think they came out really well.
They really did.
Yeah.
They're fun.
Yes, I hope you guys make it to the film fest.
we will.
Do you have any favorite film fest memories?
I'm typically working.
I know, me too.
I somehow managed to get some weekend time off, so this might be like my first kind of foray into the film festival.
Good. Yeah, what a wonderful time to come back.
Totally.
Or come
as things are coming back.
Exactly.
And if you're planning on coming to town for the film festival, book your room now. Town's filling up really quickly for the whole summer. Hopefully you made plans already to be here.
Yes, indeed. But also, if you want to watch us online, you can do that as well by visiting ptownfilm.org. And also, please follow us on social media, because that's what I do. And I get so happy when I see a like or a share.
Totally.
So
And we
do
know
it for
exactly
me.
what you mean.
And,
You know where I'm coming from, I know.
Julie, thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you. It was great to see you guys again. And I hope to come to trivia and have my kids come and bow at your feet.
we'd love to see them.
Awesome.
Thanks so
Everybody
much.
support the film festival.
Yes.
Go to ptownfilm.org.
Yes.
Or Instagram at ptownfilm.
Yes, and
Perfect.
Facebook and Twitter is all at P-Town Film. I try to make it easy.
That's great. Awesome.
Now, before we turn things over to Miss Anne Hutchinson, here's a minute and a half of yesterday's first tea dance in 2 years. It was so much fun. They're going to have tea dance every day starting right now.
That made me so jealous.
You're going to go as soon as you can.
Today.
Today, yeah. Just go today. Also, while we're on the topic of theatrical productions that are happening in town, our friend Megan Nussel is starting up a brand new theater group that is, they had their first event planned for last weekend, but because of the weather, they got washed out. Their first production is going to be an all-female production of The Witch that they're doing as a, like, in the woods, like gay fantasia.
I love that.
It's mind-blowing. And in addition, we have another mind-blowing, really unique theatrical experience that's happening in Provincetown right now. I got to go last weekend. Have you been yet?
Not yet.
This is Anne Hutchinson.
Hello, I'm so
Hi.
happy to be here. I was not a witch, but I'm just so excited. Do I look at the camera? Like,
Look
or
wherever you
at
want.
Either way.
Both.
Yeah.
Just the lighting is amazing, you know.
Right.
I mean, it's about to like melt off my face, give me a new face, which is the point of lighting, right?
Can you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. So, my name is Anne Hutchinson, and at the beginning of the colonial, it's getting lost in my cleavage. Should I just? Yeah, it'll echo off, right? Yeah. All right, let's see. Boom. In the beginning of the colonial period, which is, you know, something that we still have tendrils of today that I like to discuss and sort of change, I was an outspoken person, depending on which news channel you listened to. I was either, you know, talking shit about the ministers or, you know, speaking God's truth. Either way, I was, you know, brought in by the authorities to go to court, and basically the Puritan authorities thought I was saying very radical things, which they then characterized into to being inappropriate things, which is very much what you can experience on my tour. One of the things from this dramatic court event that they said I'd rather been a husband than a wife. So, you know, my hormone levels are quite high, and that's how I've gotten through so many years of life. And I'm not surprised that they were confused, really. Or either that or my vagina had gout, and that's what the sac is from. But
Oh my
You
god.
can get gout in your vagina.
you can, it's everywhere back in the day. It was everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You learn something new every
You
day.
can't blame them. Can't blame them for wondering. But is that a good introduction?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Oh,
always.
So Anne Hutchinson kind of bucked against the Puritan
Yes.
standards, and she's continuing to do so.
She's continuing to do so because, things like universal health care, climate change, all of this stuff that a lot of people need to live are all a result from this contact period when, Europe and the Americas and Africa all sort of came together, and this was, not so great, and we're still trying to correct that today. So I came back and share my my truths once more. And the other thing is, I have a really good connection with Christ. Back in the day, my thoughts and him, we really got along. So when I passed, I made a deal. If humanity is going to think that I'd rather be a husband than a wife, then I'm going to go back and possess men that need particular help. And when I found this one, he was up and down Commercial Street applying for any job that he could, and I really just needed to step in. Yeah, so he's my conservator, though. So, and he asked for the questions beforehand, but unfortunately, I have to do this a bit more. Yeah.
When I took the tour with you, we started at the bas relief, and there are 2 different routes, right?
Yes, there are 2 different routes. I didn't give you that option because sometimes you get a feel of the group and what they like a little bit more. And I was the Electoral College. Usually I have people vote, and then, it's democratically decided because of the Mayflower Compact. But I just decided I wanted a little bit more republicanism that day. Yeah.
So there's a Republican tour and a Democrat tour?
Pretty much, yeah.
Cute.
I mean, bipartisanship, right?
Is the Republican tour a little more radical to kind of rub?
That one's just like a little longer, a little harder on the knees, and I just didn't feel like it that day.
Cute. So what's it like? So you tour Provincetown. You do a
Yes.
history of Provincetown, but also through the lens of Anne Hutchinson or progressive ideals.
Yes. So, I have to be careful because with history, it's all about, his story, who's telling the story.
True.
And so, back in the day, there were certain beliefs that I carried, not necessarily the radical ones that the ministers didn't like, but I was part of Puritan society, although I pushed against them. But over hundreds of years, I've evolved into a little bit more of a progressive person and still trying to push against authority. And so I like to kind of change the narrative of history, but also, bring some laughter in as well about current events, because I think that everyone's very tense about certain issues, and I think a lot of the holdback in terms of conservatism is that those people feel guilt about things and they can't let it go, and I think that comedy and laughter and just taking a chill for a little bit lets people kind of move forward a little bit.
And
That's what I'm trying to do. Anyway.
Because Anne was considered obscene
Yes.
in her day.
I was considered very obscene. They called me a whore. They said I had that I was a case of gangrene that needed to be cut off, that I was spewing things. They said all sorts of horrible things about me.
Jesus, can you
Yeah.
imagine a community treating one of its members this way?
Have you been
Well-
on Community Space?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I was sort of like the champion on community space.
What's the best way for somebody to book a tour with you?
The best way to book a tour is on TripAdvisor. You can also book it, directly through cash. You can just hop on a tour if I'm giving one, and I'll just get your money after the tour. Really, I'll do anything.
Are there specific times tours are available?
Yes, they're available every day at assorted times, and it's just I'll do it at anything I can to really just. It's nice when people visit town. There's a lot of questions that they might have, and there is a lot of history here, and to just kind of give them that either before or after they've enjoyed Provincetown is quite enjoyable.
So if somebody sees you and you're kind of mid-tour and
They can hop on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Does that happen a lot?
It happened the other day. I mean, I was like, come on my tour, come over here. I kind of made them take the tour. Anyways, yes, it does happen. And then sometimes if it's like, sometimes you get some jeering people on Commercial Street, and then I'll tell them, you have to pay, and I'll scream at them and they go away. But it just depends, yeah.
Telling people they have to pay usually makes them
Makes
run
them
away.
go away.
Yeah.
But I don't like to be so judgmental. I do like to just let anyone take it if they want to, because I don't know, people need to know some things.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like the other day, someone thought They said that I was on the Oregon Trail. I've gotten that a lot. I've gotten that I'm doing a blog while visiting every one of Provincetown's 7 weed dispensaries. I've also, my favorite
That sounds
was,
like fun, though.
I mean, where do you think the sparkles came from? But my favorite was when someone thought I was Margaret Thatcher. I said, well, I am from a time period when women could not even vote. So I'm still waiting to use my backlog of votes, and I assure you, when I do get to use my backlog of votes, I will be voting for the side of the road that the UK drives on, not Margaret Thatcher. So he gets to take the tour for free because, I mean, he needs to learn some history.
Yeah, I'd love to see Margaret Thatcher in this getup, though.
Or maybe we could, there's room for everyone.
Perfect.
And weren't you saying that somebody took one look at you and was like, that person is obviously on hard drugs?
Yeah, there was that, and yes, that happened. I don't know what else. And I explained.
Like, that can't be a serious tour. That person's just on drugs.
Yeah, some people thought I just like to dress this way, which I do. But I mean, again, I possess a man who does walk around town on his own. He's, again, yeah.
I love the costume. This is different than when I was with you.
Well, this one's much easier to sit on, and some mornings, no matter how hard it is, you have to take a break. So I knew I was going to be sitting.
Because the skirt's usually sequined as well, correct?
Well, and I also have a little bit, I like to remember my body as it was, and so there's a little bit of an extra piece that you can't really sit down on. But yes, this also has sparkles. Not under.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I look forward to eventually taking your tour. Bob
Absolutely.
loved it and highly recommended it.
Thank you, Bob.
Of course, very fun. Thank you.
Well, if I see you in the street, I'll scream at you and you just
Perfect.
join on.
I'll
Yeah.
jump on your tour.
All right.
So.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Anne Hutchinson, thank you
Yeah.
so
so much.
A reminder, TripAdvisor is the best way to book,
TripAdvisor.
or run into her on the street, get her, throw some cash at her, and call it a day.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Oh, I stay.
We want to thank our sponsors, Be Well Cannabis Dispensary, the Adam Howard Metal Working Shop at 3 Bradford Street, Cafe Heaven, the Red Inn, and viewers like you.
Yeah. Please remember to subscribe to this video. If you haven't, click the thumbs up on this video. We love that as well, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much for waking up in Provincetown.
Wherever you are.
We'll see you next Friday.